yourself. People like young when you. I say, oh, by some. Do us a nene glass. Say, oh, my dear. You should just say, oh. You just say, oh. Let you do just say, oh. Hey, my yourself, I'm like, what you looking at? I say, oh, like you. This is a special birthday song for that dog. Jawali Jonetta. Well, we say happy birthday to you. Enjoy your new age. The graduate daughter, not forgetting Shannon Taylor for Chicken Air. You want to remember her late daughter, Yolo Jira Wayne Taylor. Rest well. Not forgetting Brother Tony Wele Patu. Justina Soul in Taxi. Mother Teresa playing on soul in Rhode Island. Yeah, we are traveling. Edward's birthday, Edward Lusso, happy other. I say, oh, God, I say, oh, I didn't know. I say, oh, I do this, wow, God. Ante Orita Soul in Rhode Island. I said, my. Ante Helena Poa, Rhode Island. Uncle Tommy Soul in Liberia. What did they let Uncle Stanley Soul. Yes, young. Says Angie in Rhode Island. Anita Zian, Minnesota. Abojitro, Jonetta, well, I did drop out. Or I see myself. When your person looking, you just say, oh, like you. No, I beat Daniela. Not run your way. You say, get it. I'm behind your draw. Ayoko. Alfonso Soul, Ayoko. Many thanks to Mr. Alfonso Soul in the US. And now Alfonso's young soul, they could be up waking. I throw say, what's your boy, young? Congratulations to Dr. Jawali Jonathan. Well, it is your birthday. My daddy, I just say, oh, God, you better more like you. They come from wherever. And where you are, not forgetting the cousins of the celebrant. Anita Zian in Minnesota. Direct Talu, Minnesota. Uncle Jerry So, Rhode Island. And some important personality here, right? Not forgetting our late father, Johnny Zian So. Rest well, father. Man, better so, rest well. Man, next so, listen. We are in a double celebration. Congratulations. It is your graduation and your birthday as well. We say happy birthday, congratulations. Our medical director. We want to say many thanks to all of the friends who attended the occasion. Dr. Jawali, extend our thanks and appreciation to you all.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services and your friends in business.
Good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. We say thank you for joining us here this evening. This is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, Liberia Public Radio, and Lpr-Tv. Here this evening, this Wednesday, the editions of All Things Considered airing right here from the New England Bureau Decks of the Liberia Public Radio. Of course, this is a Lee Anchor Francis and so right here from the ocean state of Rhode Island. Right here, beautiful state here, broadcasting this evening. So thank you. Pretty nice water here. Not too bad today as compared to a couple of days ago. And I hope wherever you are, under the sound of our voice, you're also doing great. We want to welcome you. Just do us a favor. Hit the share icon and invite someone at your company. Tell them LPR to Wednesday editions of All Things Considered. It's airing right here, right now. Let's welcome Mac Broad in the house. Zizi is here. We say good evening to welcome. Of course, Tito Harris is here. We say good to have you here. We do appreciate your time, your commitment to this network, your interest, despite of the conversation that has been so polarized by hosts and other folks. Here we say, you are welcome. You kept the courage to always be here to listen. And that's what you should do. I consistently say this, do not leave this alone with us, alone. Welcome, Mr. Toad, to Godwin Archie Toad. Thank you so much for joining us here and hope you are doing great. So we will be having this sort of conversation. At times, the conversations are painful, unbearable, to your displeasure, because sometimes, because of your lane, because of your association, because it involves your party, or your political leaders, or people that you support. We are not here to to antagonize them, to be antagonistic, but we try as much as possible to have this conversation discussed proportionally, given a fair conversation. And that should be the role of any media institution. But the media itself nowadays polarize, help to create, exacerbate more or less the sort of propaganda type, each and everyone protecting his or her own alligator. It is why you have folks that are liberal progressive on this network and his ally. They are doing everything possibly can to silence the voices of the voice of the independent. And we are here to have this talk about is your country, it is our country, and we must have this conversation. Very unbearable, very painful. What the heck is going on in that country? Hell is breaking loose. Who is in charge? Who is responsible? While others are in behind bars, ordinary Liberian who walks the street. But the big boys who are playing and gambling the lives of our people, the future generation, they don't understand the impact. It's not just about the 19 or whatever $million. The aftermath of the $19 million, that is what paramount, that is what important. We know the country after the civil crisis, see where we are as a people, as a nation, not much or not even conclusive rehabilitation, integrations of the combatants or the youth. The number of drugs that were infested in that country, not much has been done. So I'm not sure of a major rehab facility by national government. I'm not talking about the trash senators, representative people are using. You cannot, in no modern society, that you're going to have these individuals who are part of the problem to run the institution, and you expect them to be supported by the international community or reputable organizations. This is where we are. This is where we are. Period. It can't work. If you remember those days of the Captain Mule Rehabilitation Center, that was government facility. And so you have international organization. Not just getting somebody from the street, take them somewhere, lay on bare box mattress, give them a spoonful of rice, and go back there without any specific treatment plan. It is a costly process. This is why individual cannot do it. You in the West here, you know, people that are in facility, they are in institution. You have professionals from all backgrounds, psychiatrists, clinicians, to write these people treatment plan, long-term plan, how they can be rehabilitated and how they can be integrated, be again useful in society. It's not about cooking red palmer soup, pour rice over it and give it to people. They eat because they're stomach full, and you give them shelter to sleep. The next day to go back and get more and smoke, get high, and it's still a problem. So we are not finding a long-term solution to all that is happening in the country. And we ourselves are responsible because we support these people. You are so much partisan. You are so much enticed with those folks called political leaders. So even if it goes wrong, you do not have the guts to tell them. You come back to tell us it happened the last time around. What did you people do? So people shouldn't talk. We should not talk. And you expect Liberia to be a vibrant Liberia, and you expect the country to prosper, that's not going to work. So even if you took Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and you make them president number one, president number 2, 3 in Liberia, and the citizens are not willing to change for the better, the citizens are not willing to understand what it means to have a good governance, you would all have to be facilitator to these people, then that's a problem. So sometimes I wonder is say with our leaders or with ourselves, but where is this coming from? Every country, most countries that I know, how many years have we recovered from this civil crisis? So it's a bull crap when people say, oh, we're still going through the Holocaust, we just came back. We've been out of this war. How many presidents have we now had? How many elections never been in place? So that is off the window as far as I'm concerned. And you have major news outlets, their hosts, They are angered. They have become the voice of these politicians, political institutions. They protect them. They never give the Liberian people the chance to have an opportunity. They are coming again. So they are regretting their scenario. They are regretting their situation because, it's like in the time of the blind, the only one eyeball man is the king. So these people influence you. They impose people on you. And most people became so dumb that they allow. How can I sit here and convince and allow you to persuade you so fast, so quickly that you cannot even answer the questions? Some of these people, they never answer questions for you, but they just told you, oh, I will do this. But the key question remained, they didn't tell you how that was going to be done. So they were never held accountable. They didn't tell you. You never had a conversation. You can go back to them to say the premise. You did just come and give that sort of salad dressing. Don't worry. And when librarian tell you, don't worry, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, and everything going to go high over the roof. This says the Wednesday editions of All Things Considered airing right here from the New England bureaus of the Liberia Public Radio. Very shortly, the analyst is going to be joining us and we're going to have a conversation. One of the reactions, there are some of the people, our contributor, one of the reactions from Connecticut, he's joining us. He's going to come with his own Tabata. He claimed to be an independent. He's not an independent. They didn't even have the George Weah himself, but he just released. He's going to see what they're going to say here. They have never come to realize their fault in government, how they mismanage, and that's where we are. So who next in that country? Liberia has become an experimental ground by politicians. So the next one is, oh, okay, we want to try. We're trying. It's a laboratory ground. We're trying. If it don't work, we'll get to this one. I think I will be the next president. Welcome to the show. I will be right back.
The host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay, folks, Samson to Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank all of you. The little boys here to talk Tabata, and they Tabata, not any, that what I go for. I sent the link out already. And they don't come, I give them 10 minutes out of here. And like they are coming to come sit down and wait for you all day. I tell him, Mr. So, this coming, I gave Mr. So at least till September. Reshuffle on LPR. Reshuffle. I got the power. I'm the board chair. I got the power in my hand. I'm the board chair. Why can I not do reshuffle? Reshuffle? Reshuffle. I've gone for... Things are getting out of hand in Liberia. I'm not too sure why, but from everything that we've been reading, it doesn't look good. It seems like people are just taking matter into their own hands. I'm not too sure. And someone like me, one who supported this government during the campaign heavily here on this LPR platform, we were accused of coming from the southeast and then going all the way to support somebody from the west, from Lofa County. Your crime, man, why you supporting Lofa County, man? Because I believe in the Lofa County man. I believe he has the ability to lead us. People still calling me and say and make comments like, what he said now, there was no comparison. The young man who was from the southeast were failing or has failed completely. People supposed to be the one to produce, to do the oil product, what have you. You lie, you're giving something important like that. You go insert lie into it, and he has to speak it up because you give it to him. And that's the one going about. People running away now because you lie. You are on intellectuals. You lie, and this is what we are because of your lie and deceit.
We need to have our own speaker. So today, an opposition speaker will not push our agenda. We need to have our own speaker. So today, I'm a regime speaker.
Okay. There you have it. The Liberal Progressive is one of the lead angles on this network. The reason they are having the headache they are having because they were more partisans. They neglected their responsibilities as host of major news outlet to inform, to educate, and create a level playing field. All they are doing now, they are finding excuses over excuses. Well, the analysts are here assembling from different parts of the country in the United States. Yes, senior contributor. They also have their own political affiliations. They have a backup plan. If they do not have a party, then they support this person. So they want to be hinking like something. They don't want to hook on something. Joining me from Minneapolis, Minnesota is LPR senior analyst Terry Collins, who supports President Jose Nyuma Boakai. Is here with me. Let me just bring in also from Connecticut, the Constitution state. He's a reactions. I don't know whether he's seditions or reactions. He always found some sort of accommodations. Wharton Ketter is a diehard seditions and reaction that support former President George Manowi. I want to hear back in Liberia after the soccer game. Let me just bring in Wharton Ketter will be able to tell us. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to this Wednesday editions of All Things Considered right here on LPR. If this is the first time we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. Good to have you here this evening. It's about Liberia. We want to have it discussed in a fair, balance, and proportional factions. Nina Davis, good to have you here. Godwin is here. Massa, and of course, who is here from inside Liberia? My last name, Princess Summer. Good evening. How are you, BD? Okay, guys, let's have a conversation. Terry, good to have you. You texting your folks or what?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Kato, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good evening,
Hi,
Mr.
CEO.
Soul, the examiner.
Okay.
And hi to Terry, the Reverend political analyst.
Look, I don't know where we are at this point. This is All Things Considered. And of course, I'm going to give you the opportunity. We don't shove things in the throats of our analysts. We allow them to speak their mind freely. So let me just, if somebody have an audio on, can you just lower it? I'm getting a feedback. If somebody listening to something, maybe you can lower it for others would be great. Okay, so All Things Considered, first come, first serve. Wharton Ketter, / sedition, reactions, and the rest of it, he will call that. Ketter, good evening, welcome.
Hey, good evening, brother. So, CEO, like to say hi to our audience, both listening and viewing. It's a pleasure to be on this great platform, sharing with Terry. Until the other guys come on, this is how it is. We are here to deliver, bring forth the news from our country.
Okay, so let me go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The heartbeats of this year independence celebration. Sorry, what you on the soccer squad for the what Minnesota team or what? Or you praying for
Mm,
them?
not really. I think I will be praying in the background for them. Like Labor. Labor do a prayer service every time, so we'll help to contribute prayers.
Liberal prayer and not the man when you pray, you get eyeball he hand on the juice cup drinking. You be when you praying, you're supposed to be in that attitude of worship to communicate with God. Not when you eating, you're drinking, your eye open, and you.
Pillar.
If you not praying, then you can't make prayer. What kind of prayer is that? That man can. All right. So, okay, guys, look, it's getting more serious and getting more interesting. So we're talking to people. Somebody said something today that was very strange. I've never heard that, and that was validated. In terms of what is going on, we're going to come to that. But this is all things considered. So let me go to Keta. Keta, what is in your playbook this evening? You're considering?
Well, the drugs and the role um, in the rural area, especially for Nima to branch there. So these are things I want to talk about, meaning the drugs issue. So the role will be secondary.
Okay. All right. Just hold that to your chest. Let's see what the political reverend have to say. Terry, this seems to be a headache for a lot of people now, man. I think the unexpected is unfolding. What is going on? Where are we as a people, as a nation? The country is being swarmed with this sort of drug system. What the heck is happening? Who's in charge? Why people are not being held responsible enough to pay the price? There is a huge price after this. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. So I think that the president need to come up with a plan, to come up with an effective plan, starting with dismissing some people from their position in order for the whole entire process to be effective. I think people take the president for granted, especially some of the cabinet ministers. And until he can take action on them, he will continue to stall. I'm expecting that he will do, like we were saying, expect the president to take some actions on reshuffling this government to have a safe landing. Other than that, he's gonna, his government gonna, because uh, the drugs issue was one of the projects that really brought him to power. He used that as a means to. So if anybody think that that the drug issue is not an issue, that people they just talk about it and be buried and go away, it's not gonna go away because a lot of people, families are being destroyed in the country for every sector in the country. It's not only Morovia. And the president landed on that particular area in his government, in his campaign's time. And that was in the the final time of his campaign. That message resonated. So they have to take serious action on it, else it's going to be the downfall of his government.
What is the definition of your serious actions before I go to catch up? What sort of actions? What is the severity of that action you are requesting the president to take?
I'm looking at the president drawing up an effective plan to tackle the process. And the
How?
plan will involve,
Hmm.
you know, operation, get rid of drugs by, an effective approach. I think the approach towards the drug is not that effective. It's very lame. And I think that's the reason why we keep hearing about these kind of projects passing through the airport of the Republic of Liberia, $19 million and all that kind of stuff. Is because the drug operation sweep drug is not working. I don't know what the slogan for the drug stop was like, but I think they need to reinforce it with us coming up with a strategic plan to deal with it, you know, strategically.
Are you
And I
disappointed considering all that is unfolding right now? The conversation is about to get interesting. I saw you texting. I knew you were calling for your ally. You are calling for your folks, which is okay. We don't sanction voices here. I'm not like a dictator like the other people who have made a sort of proclamation on this major network. I'm a dictator. I will do this, and he thinks it's funny and you don't say anything because you support his dictatorship. This is what you guys do. This is the same thing you guys do to back politicians and be the Michael Cohen type here. Are you regretting? Are you scratching your head? This is something that giving you a sticky conversation. Now I find it very difficult to explain. Are you embarrassed to see what is happening right now?
well, I'm not embarrassed because I suspect that the government is going to handle it.
King the liberal progressive, he's
But
putting a Christmas goat in behind is saying he wants to say something, he wants to talk. The liberal progressive, good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you for having us again. We're happy to be here with you to help spread the message, the good message of the to the people of the Republic of Liberia, of this government. Whatever good they're doing, we will express that.
Okay, Sly, good to have you. Welcome on soup. I want to get some of that soup. Good evening, good to have you. I would love to see you here. Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
yeah, so I think, Mr. So, is that you need a plan. You need a real plan to tackle the drugs. Most of the drugs that you see that they tackling or minor drugs, which is the kush and other thing that they were dealing with. This drug bust was the only drug bust that I think makes serious sense in the for on the fight against drugs. Because though that this drug is the real deal. Is the real deal.
All right,
All
thanks.
right. And
Co-host came and he want to do
What
the
kind of business?
oh no, that's not good.
What kind of business?
But
What kind of business?
yeah, so the drug, so they need, like I was saying to Labor the other time, that when the president goes to these meetings, all right, do his cabinet ministers bring all their plan as to what kind of plan have they drawn up for 6 months from now, 1 year from now? What am I going to achieve? Do they tell the president as regarding what they're going to achieve? What
let me
are the plans?
let me
What are they going to?
let me
Huh?
hold you there because the tapata is getting too much.
Yeah.
You're trying to kind of you're in a recovery mode right now. So let me hold you there. Look, Kata. Let me just bring you. I'm not sure if there's no guarantee what I'm gonna get something extra. Dr. Madi, good to have you. Welcome. Look, yeah, the Reverend Terry is saying, and the other gentlemen that came in here to sell goods, they are still finding it very difficult to explain themselves, their own thing here. This is, but let me hear you, Keta.
Oh, CEO, this is very hard to chew. This is very hard. I mean, he has come home, is resting red at the feet. And so it's very hard to understand, knowing the fact that the mantra by coming to power was the drug issue in our country, where they accused the former president of importing drugs in the society and damaging our children and all that, only to find out that this government, entrenched in this government, is the abuse of drugs, is the either importation and exportation of drugs through every sector of this government. And from investigation, we have seen today that even the legislature is compromised. People asking the head of the security, joint security, to recuse himself. We see people from the executive, from the judiciary, and all of the different players that are involved in this government. They are entrenched in the drug. Unlike yesteryears or yesterday, when there was a whistleblower, to the country. It was seized immediately. People were arrested.
I think you need to tell George we have to get you better device. Yeah, that's your problem. Yeah, it's your reactions. I mean, you won't be.
But this time,
Yeah, someone that needs you underwater.
But you don't know what you're on in submarine. Where you expect? Like Connecticut?
security actors came.
Yeah.
Well, so this other Niji here, upriver Niji, we're not here to come play with him here tonight.
Liberal, please. You should know better. You know the rule of the game when it comes to Wednesday. Very limited.
Liberal, you got no. Yes,
power.
I agree with you, CEO. Yes.
Okay, go
put him in the back. Thank you, Liberal, CEO. Thank you, CEO. So this is where we are as a nation. And I think this precedent is weak. Like all other things in the country that this government is faced with, the president is very weak. He's not in the know of anything. The people have to brief him. And even as that, he still is not capable of executing. So I think we got people that are running the show in the country and they're running their own show. This is the reason why these sort of, evil things are just coming. Are there running their own thing and doing their own thing around the president. And the president is not in a note of anything.
All right, let me hold you there, Ketchup. Dr. Male, good to have you. We're going to do it. We're fair here, just how people come. We're going to talk to you. Dr. Male, good evening. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, CEO.
Okay, so should we say big congratulations because we just been hearing that. Hopefully we can talk about that. But you, as a matter of fact, you just returned from Liberia, right?
You got a new job? You got a new job in Liberia?
Stay out of that's not your business.
How President Baka didn't even ask me before giving you a job?
Liberal, this is unacceptable.
All right, go ahead. But let me say this, Mr. So, thank you very much for having me tonight. Dr. Mari, I will speak crown English to you. Your boss, that means you fire. With eight pankana pass through, we bust you, we fire you with eight pankana going through your arms and everything else. Fire. No, thank you, Dr. Mari. Welcome back. Whatever it is, congratulations. If we need to say so, we'll say so. Congratulations. You're a very learned man. I mean, whatever you get over there, you didn't get it through the back door. It is through your excellent educator process. You have gone through the fire, educated yourself. You came in a place, you got mind power here, but yeah, you are your PhD here in the United States. And unlike bro, where you can pay bribe and things like that. And unlike bro, where they can just confer medical doctor's degree on you and they say you're a doctor now. This is the real one. Congratulations, and whatever it is you're gonna get, you earn it. Congratulations. But that does not negate the fact that you and I were not on the same page. We don't agree on anything. You are a conservative, disguising yourself to be independent. We will expose you all. Those of you that are conservative coming on the liberal show and claiming to be independent, we'll deal with you. But congratulations. Mr. So, let me just say this here to you very quickly. This drug issue here.
Hold on 1 second. You have not been called into the picture.
Mr. So, we're going by the line. The man you're coming, you can't put him before me.
Listen. These are some of the behavior you get to get our country to be why it is. You have not been drink your juice and you'll be fine. The woman now had the children juice too. You now grab different bottle, you put it in different one here. Look, please, we're here for serious conversation. That's a matter.
Mr. So. The rule on the show is as you come late, you speak last.
No, there's no. I am in charge. Whatever rule
but you say you're not a detector.
I'm just only telling you I am moderating and I'm the one that call on people to speak. Why are you so hyper tonight?
Go ahead, enjoy yourself.
You need gossiping? or some clonopin to take so that we can we can break you down.
Did I want to think you're in medical field when I read or talk to people, you speak all your medical technology and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what diaper pin here yet. Do I know
Oh,
that somebody can wear diaper?
okay, wait, no, okay, when you take that one there, man, you will run the machine on the road. But look, let guys, there are a lot of things we need to talk here. So I don't have time to waste here. This is a complete classical distraction when they don't have anything to argue. Dr. Mali, we let's forgive the I don't know where he started making friends with you here. He just want to distract. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr.
I said, Dr. Mali, what, Papa, what happened?
Okay, but you go ahead. I'll wait.
Oh,
I thought you
okay.
said Dr. Mary should wait, but go ahead.
Why would the co-host wait?
Because we fired him already.
Dr. Mali, go ahead, please.
Okay.
Well, my greeting to fellow panelists and took some sabbatical leave with the hope that we'll come and see a huge transformation wave moving through the platform. But it seems to be some people are still stagnant and resisting change. But anyway, despite of those things, we are
I'm
back,
feeling praising you. That's how you address me.
and we will continue to enforce what is called change on this platform.
Yes.
However, what is on my plate tonight is my own assessment on the minister, the information minister decision to call on the public to provide or advance evidence or evidences if they have on the 19 million drug saga. And we shall go into the details later.
Okay, so let me just issue a water alert from the New England Bureau. What the country is going through is most serious. It has reached the zenith as to whether we're going to have a parallel state. And so we as a facilitator, when we come to this network, put your partisan cap aside. Don't get in your feelings. You know, whether you old, you're young, wait on your turn when we call on you. Don't make friends. You've never been friends with people here before. So why you want to get an overnight friends here and you think that people are going to be consolatory and just listen? This is all things considered. And it's being moderated and hosted by the lead angle of this network. So people who still going through their training and we trying to deal with them, they need to understand. When the moderator and the co-moderator is speaking, let's have it in order. Let me go to Sacramento, Saxtown, where the Liberal Progressive is standing by, a strong supporter of the Boakai Boashin. Liberal, good evening, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. So. Thank you for having us tonight. We're very happy to be on your show. We will cooperate with you fully. We will do whatever it takes to make sure that your show is benefiting from our presence here tonight, because we are bringing in huge numbers of followers, unlike you know what. But let me just say this to you, Mr. So. I've been saying it so many times here on this show, but you're one of those who will refuse to accept my explanation. Mr. So, the drugs issue, I'm not going to say that I'm glad that it's happening, but it's a light that is being shined on President Walker leadership and his governing style. There's a song in our own Grand Judea community that said, "A Toyota Ukenyo Oye," Jesus Toyota Ukenyo Oye. The God is shining the lights on whatever that is happening on the back of the president without him knowing it. Many of these people comes to power, not even spending a dime when we were struggling to campaign for this president. At that time, Ambassador Bakar. When we were in the trenches, people were walking the poo-poo water. Many of these people were somewhere else, perhaps hanging on the coattail of former President Weah. Until the green plastic bag started showing up. Then now, because of their corrupt behavior, whatever money they have amassed from the previous regime, they decided now to spend and buy position in Liberia. We said before that we have to be careful who we bring on board. And President Waka told us there. They are the rascal that comes to this government that I don't even know some of them. The president told us he doesn't know some of them. That these people were being introduced by friends and relatives. And you are very sincere about that. These are the people now using their position instead of calling the position of privilege. They feel entitlement that they themselves can do whatever they want to do. But we will stay here and fight. This government is not going to go down. This government going to survive this crisis because President Waka is one who is capable of managing this crisis. And as he correctly stated, if Samson Toll is involved in this drug, even though Samson Toll ran heavy campaign for me to be president, Samson Toll will be affected by the law. Samson Toll will be visited by the law. And President Waka is not going to deviate from he's not going to deviate from that. And let me just say the last thing here, Mr. So. You will see the tiny opposition. They have nothing to contribute. For 6 years they were there. We didn't see nothing, no road. In order for them to go to the southeast, they go through Ivory Coast. And now it takes them less than 6 hours to go to Zedru for their convention. But because of people that are trying to ruin this government image, they try to utilize that, capitalize on it, and utilize it against this government. President Waka is standing strong. He will do right by the Liberian people, and this crisis too shall go away with President Waka standing strong.
So I will be right back.
People supposed to be the one to produce, to do the oil product, what have you. You lie, you're giving something important like that. You go insult, lie into it, and he has to speak it up because you give it to him. And that's the one going about people running away now. Because you lie. You are on intellectuals. You lie. And this is what we are.
Push our agenda. We need to have our own speaker. So today, an opposition speaker will not push our agenda. We need to have our own speaker. So today, I'm a regime speaker. So today, I'm a regime speaker.
Holding them accountable in their own words. The only person perfectly suited to take on this here is Dr. Mali, and he can tie in. Dr. Mali's words are very, very much important, and the essence of these words, politicians when they're speaking, we pay key attention to them. The surrogate when they're speaking, they pay key attention to them. People came around the president don't know them, and all of that. I'm not sure whether this is something that you can take in for the public to buy in. If the public can buy in it, I cannot buy in it. But look, are you surprised to see where we are as a nation, as a people? And quickly here, something people have not talked about since the whole drugs thing here. I'm wondering now, I begin to focus, I begin to think, what we need to shift. This Garcia guy that was sent to Liberia, I can't remember which government, but 2005, whatever it was, at 2005, Garcia, the cartel, the notorious, well-known cartel here. Where is he? Is he still in Liberia? Does he have his folks, even though he's in there? Is he training people? And who is aware, who is not aware? But interestingly, and to just bring you, I was in Massachusetts during the weekend that somebody who works with the custom for way back. He said something here. He said, "Oh, I monitor you guys, and you're doing well." Except one of the old men on the network there who always want to be the microphone fixer thing. He can't pray his fake prayer and all of that. But what's happening? So we call that a diplomatic ploys. I said, "What?" He said, "A diplomatic ploys." He said that it been going on for a long time. Is that operation is at from the highest level. I know what we used to do there some 20 plus years ago, and I was shocked. But let me just bring you in here. How we got to this point, this is not what was anticipated. How we got to this point, it has reached a peak, it has reached the boiling point, and it's giving you and myself as an independent, it's giving a headache.
Well, Mr. So it is a bit difficult to really discuss because it was just yesterday we concluded that the cradle of the proliferation of drugs began with the former CDC president. The former CDC president, George Weah, era has ended. We are now in a new era, 2 years into this era. And so anything that happened right now, we have to accredit it to this era. And with the 19, you see, we just jumped into the 19 million drug value stuff. But let's get back to 2022. When the 520 kilograms of cocaine was brought to light, worth $100 million street value. 4 were acquitted. 2 foreigners and 3 foreigners and 1 Liberian. And $200 that was arrested as a bond was the judge ordered that it be given right back to this guy, and he guy walk free out of this country. I think we need to be reminded of these stories at this time. And what is happening now, it is not a strange phenomenon. So my conclusion here is that the government is now what I call a damage control move right now. The government is now trying to control a few things, but the damage has been done. How to control it is where the government is at this moment. And that's a difficult one. And it's difficult because of the information minister proclamation calling on the public to provide evidence or evidences if they have on this issue. What baffled me here is this. The public don't have the key to the airport. The public don't have the key to forensic tools. The public don't have the key to the airport when goods are being loaded down the track. So if the government should have the burden of proof to tell we, the commoner, this is what we have, then we can take it from there. But if the government is coming the other way around, asking the public through the information minister that we should provide evidence if we have it, it baffled me a lot. That means there's something the damage control has taken off. You see, it's no more Joe Weah. We're done with that era. You see, it's what is unfolding now. And the approach to what is unfolding now, you see, we have a society where information is being delayed. People start to carry rumors. People start to speculate. You see, people start to feel otherwise. So the information that was given by the information minister, it was belated, It was untimely. It was unnecessary. The Liberian people expected the version of this government. That's what we expected to hear. Or other tell us investigation continue. But putting the burden from the government on our shoulder, I mean, it's shameful. It's very shameful.
Let me
It's
hold you.
like something trying to be, it's like the government trying to shift certain things. You see, so we need to face the reality and face the facts. But there's something terrible has gone wrong with this drug issue, for which the calculated facts are not being brought forth.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Malley. What a good expose. It's an independent one here. But we want to give those who agree and do not agree with us, we'll also give them the ability. It's Esther, good to have you. EC, that's Evelyn from Minneapolis. Good to have you here. Venetia's good to have you. Tonight going to be a quiet, peaceful night. The detector will be contained, will be barricaded in the zoo where it belongs. We need to have a peaceful conversation because it's all about Liberia. Look, Terry, let me come to you before I bring in Libra and Keter here. This is now, reached another level. You listen to your ally, to the Libra. I am wondering, here at some point in time, this government, and like you rightfully alluded, that was one of the hallmark of this government. We must hold our government accountable. Whether we fought against, we are not anti the government, but I want to tell us they're going to do something. We need to remind them. If they are not doing it, then that is concerning. We also saw an exhibit of this government, high government profile, including the president, some drug text, whether there was specific drug, whether it was just for weed or just for cocaine or whatever, marijuana, whatever it is they were doing, or it was just a holistic one. They were showing their arm being tested, being administered. They just drew people shooter for no reason, create shoulder pain. We didn't see the outcome. We didn't know who or whether anybody was tested positive. And if they were tested positive, what sort of help was given to them? It was just a charade exhibition, making the Liberian people, making us to feel they are on top of the game. But right now, they are on the game. What's going on?
Well, Mr. So, I think the government is trying to handle business. I really don't understand when people say, the president took his drug test, he and the vice president, and to show that they are ready to fight against drugs. And they started the process. The only thing I am in, anticipation of is the way in which these various guys that have been appointed over the process are handling the process, whether if they are coordinately carrying on the process based upon a certain plan to tackle the drugs, as the way the president platform was prior to his ascendancy to the presidency. But as it stands right now, it was the government that exposed this drug. We should not forget that. If the government did not want for the public to know what was going on, they were going to suppress it. But they were able to capture, for the first time in our history, $19 million worth of cocaine being translated out of the country, something that had already happened previously. And who knows if that had been something that had been happening through all governments across the country, across the various leadership. Because Liberia have become the hub for drug trafficking. This government were able to arrest $19 million drug trafficking for the first time in the history, brought it to the limelight. And I don't know why the opposition think that they are the one who exposed the drug. To me, that is how the opposition is thinking, that they were the one who exposed the drug, and they are the one who pointing all the people then who involved. We're listening to them. They're telling us that, 1 minute they say it was Mandela Cooper, it was the regime speaker involved with the drugs. The next minute they're telling us it was the vice president. Now today they're telling us now that it's the drug driver. So which one are we listening to? The fourth estate.
What are you telling us from your side? You, the government, you in charge of, and Dr. Mali put it into context here. You are in charge. What are you telling us?
But that's what we're telling the government have stood their position to say, look, we got people here that we gave your suspect, and we have presented somebody that is going to be taken to court for persecution because the rest of the other people are at large. That is the position of the government. And I do disagree with Dr. Mali when he said the government is putting the weight on, or the government is not putting the weight on anybody. It happens in every country. The government is telling you if you know something, that's why they have the Whistleblower Act. It's just almost like the Whistleblower Act that the government is trying to give you awareness of because it's already in play. All right? If you know something, come out and say it. If you think like these guys who go on Spoon Talk to talk because we know that it's all based on propaganda, those information you claim you have, go to the government, the reputable agency required, the security agencies, the joint security that is in charge of this particular drug bust or investigation. Go to them and tell them, say, look, these are the people, these are the information we have been gathering. That is why you are called a fourth estate. You're supposed to help the government because you are part of the government. Give them the information you have, and they will be able to pursue it. If they do not pursue the information you claim you have, then you can come to the public and say, look, these are the information we gave the people. They did not pursue it. And this is what we are announcing to everybody, that these people are not doing the job. And this is what it is. But until then, you're just only using this narrative to gain clout and to use it against the government to generate more opposition, to get people incorporated into your opposition party, which is not going to work because people can see straight through you. You have given us several different names, and none of which is defined. None of which is defined. So I think the fourth estate honor Rwanda here and all of that, they need to and cater them. They need to go back into the house and get the information they need to bring to the public or to give to the government that will settle the issue. Then we know that you're doing something. But as it stands, the government is still working because the opposition, the investigative journalism, they have not produced anything substantial. Nothing. They get nothing. I was listening to the other man say, they're going to impeach the judge. How can senators then talking about going to impeach a judge because they believe by propaganda that the judge allows somebody to go? Now people on soon talking about how what is it? The other guy that freed the man is calling names of people that they believe based upon speculation and gossip that was the one who paid the money to release the man. Even though the report says that the man's girlfriend and his mother or auntie freed him from the place. So you want us to be following into the kind of rabbit hole? You want us to be following you in the kind of place to go eat rat poison? We're not going to do that. We're going to follow the trail, the investigation based upon those who are in the reputable, the reputable form to do this investigation. That is why we're going to follow. We're not going to follow your tabata, what you're doing to create. If the judge tell you tomorrow, you call the judge to the house, and the judge tell you, say, look, my people, I did according to what the law gave me the power to do. What are you going to do? You still going to have the power to impeach him? You cannot. You got to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that the judge released these people on the grounds of legal means. I mean, on the grounds of means that was not legal.
All right. Okay.
I hope he got equal time like he get Terry, because Terry spilled a lot of
You don't want to
time.
tell people who to get down to him?
Lebro, you got no right on this show tonight, Lebro.
I'm having a very severe and serious headache right now. And no matter migraines, artificial migraines will get me not to continue this program.
Hey, you tired? I will take it.
No, we want you. I was taking show off from the CEO.
You will be the last person to take it. But let me we'll keep it succinct, very brief here because this is quite interesting and so sad. People finding words being missing, so they're not stuttering by fools. Remember, the full estate are not part of the government. Please, you're not part of the government. We are not. We are here to check whatever we can agree and disagree with it. So, LeBron, he told us he was very rhetorical. He, just get himself trying to entangle himself here, helping out here. I did hear him saying, "Oh, the people plan. I don't know who plan. It's the executive that drafts the plan, the agenda of the country." What I hear pointing, before coming to power, you should have a vision. Say, what are you going to do? You should have a priority. We came from a war-torn country. So the priority of the country should have been first and foremost. And based on that, we believe this is why you went through an electoral process and you did well. You won the election, whether it's 2 votes or whatever it is, every vote count. But here we are now. Terry now is baby crying here this evening. The people, I don't know who not carrying out the president plan, who not doing this. And if I'm a leader and I have a vision and I bring in Terry Sampson to hold an administrative arm, and he is not following that process, then that burden is on me to either tell him go elsewhere where you can be effective. Let me bring you into this picture here. You heard our guy explanation. Do you have anything on the contrary? Are you in a call with me?
Fully, and I will expand on that. Mr. So, we have to be sincere on this platform. We cannot and we must not try to politicize everything affecting Liberia, because if we do that, we are inviting a cloud of dust from which the good people cannot see their way through, and the bad people use that to exploit more. Mr. So, the country of the Republic of Liberia belongs to all of us. No one is more Liberian than the other. Not even President Wakai. He was given the opportunity to lead, but that does not make him more Liberian than any other Liberian. Mr. So, the drug issue is an important issue that we all must be very careful when we're having these kinds of discussion. We must not use the misfortune of Liberians as a means to score political point. Even in our own private homes, we make mistakes. Nobody is infallible. We all know that. But how do you recover from the mistake? It's what makes you the person you're supposed to be. In this case, the leader. In all of this saga, this drug saga, President Baka has maintained that anyone who is caught and found guilty in this will be dealt with by the law. Now, having said that, let me come out a little bit now. To go back to my old hiding ground, if I want to go to the rabbit hole where I usually hide myself, and that is those who are asked to implement the policy of this government, the policy championed by President Wakai, are failing all of us, not just President Wakai.
Who asked them?
What?
Who asked those people?
Liberians. We ask those people to help us to lead. Look, Mr. So, when you are given the power to elect
a certain individual, and that person becomes an elected official, the power extended from you to him. Whatever he does, it is the Liberian people power that he's utilizing. It is not Ambassador Baka's own power. He is at the head of that power,
No,
given to him by the Liberian people.
okay, so nobody gonna go scar-free here and just talk about how you think you're gonna walk away here. There are two people. Are you talking about elected people or are you talking about appointed people? Which category of people you are referring to?
First of all, I will take seriously your characterization of my comment about Tabata. It is unacceptable. The liberal took his time to join you tonight and want to have a truthful conversation, civilized conversation, and here you are now coming at me as though I am one of those buku men. You're calling my statement a thoughtful statement, an intellectual engagement, and you're calling it a tabata. I take strong exception to that. However, I'm not going to deviate from any other strong argument that I have here tonight for you to allow you to distract me by calling me certain statement, bringing us some kinds of name. It's not going to move me, Mister. So, we will continue to say what we're saying. And let me go back to that. The president of the Republic of Liberia was duly elected. And in that process, the Liberian people asked him to exercise the power entrusted to him by the Liberian people. And that's exactly what the president is doing. He's dispensing the power given to him by the Liberian people, Mr. So. And so I said to you here tonight, to my brothers and sisters, those of you that are listening to the liberal here tonight, that the president is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Now, only if, and I'm jumping out of the Empire State Building right now with no parachute. Only if President Baka, this thing comes to conclusion, and certain group of Liberians who were asked to join the president and found their hands in the cookie jars, and the president said, "Well, I forgive you." We can now come out to criticize. But for me, with all the barrage of criticism, they're pointless. They are not even up to task. They are political accusation that we care less to address. Mr. So, the liberal is saying to you finally, this president going to continue to guide us. This president will not allow drugs to destroy the next generation. This president will make sure that things are fine. Having said that, finally, the ministers, specifically Minister of Information, he needs to tone down or excuse himself. This is not I call it a entitlement position. This is a position of privilege. This is to serve.
All right. Thank you
When
so
you
much.
come out and make some ridiculous statement, you are not serving anybody except your own interest, because now you're being vindictive to those you accused in the past. And now you're doing the same thing. Unacceptable. And I hope the president will take note of that.
All right. Look, we got to work within time frame here. Before I go to Keto, I want to be very fair as usual. I ask you a specific question. You went all around and maybe you think I'm distracted. Again, let me give you the opportunity. You were making the reference to people, blah, blah, blah. I'm asking you again. Which category of people are you referring to? Are you talking to the senators, representative, elected people, or are you talking about the appointees by the executive?
Government of Liberia have three branches: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And each of them function differently according to the Constitution. And therefore, when I mention President Bakai, there will be no way, unless that I'm not fulcrum with the Constitution, that I have no knowledge of how the operational function of the Constitution is supposed to operate, which I do. I didn't eat my school fee yesterday. Of course, I ate it years ago, but I redeemed myself. Mr. So, the president, executive, appoints members of the executive. And I'm not faulting those who were elected to make laws or those who were appointed to interpret the law. I mean, those who were appointed to execute the agenda set by the president, the father of the nation, President Joseph Bakai.
All right, you are at liberty to answer my questions. I'm not going to pull finger in your throat as far as I'm concerned, but let me just bring in Keta. Keta.
Yeah, thank you. But also thank you so much. Listening.
Nobody in true. I hope you will. Okay, go ahead, Keta.
I listened to the
Are
three
you
analysts.
trying to put me in a bind here tonight, Mr. So, that I have no liberty to speak when I'm supposed to? Is that what your intent is? Let me know. I can put a zip onto my mouth until you want me to open up. I will open it. But if this is supposed to be a free exchange of ideas, and you're gonna come out with your detective behavior here towards me tonight, and we will accept it. I have no. I can't fight with you. It is your show.
Look how you flipping the script. The old man is crafty.
I'm not going to put your Foya rabbit hole.
You won't flip the script.
Yeah, to get sympathy. I'm not with you today. Go ahead, Keto.
Liberal would not progressive team. No flipping script here today. Yeah. So look, I listened to the three analysts here, and I would deal with them one by one. The PhD, I would like to deal with the PhD first, Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones, there's no time to play around this thing. I know the sentiment and the CEO put you on the pedestal of being co-host, and you can get away with some things, but not when the true independent is here. Liberal, when the true independent is speaking, just be calm. Liberal. So look, you got away with some stuff on this platform, and I'm not going to let you pass free. You see, when we start to talk about the drug problems in our country, you took a shot back to the past regime, and you think we will let it slide? When the $100 million drugs was coming into our country, the Americans tipped the government of Liberia. The government of Liberia was swift. They arrested people. They turned it over to the appropriate authority. They went through the investigation. They went through court proceeding. The court acquitted those people. They let them go. Unlike this administration, the drugs that came to the country, whether it was manufactured in Liberia, whether it was brought through port entry, whether it was brought through land, wherever it came from, we know there are hands, big hands within this government that are responsible because the investigations that is going on try to unearth some of those hands. And we see from close to the president all the way down to the judiciary and to the legislature, people's hands are involved to the extent where people have been asked to recuse themselves from in the investigation. So this is nothing to come play politics around or put sentiment around kinsmanship. No, we must speak it as it is. And there were a whole, the PhD responsible for letting the ball fall to where he wanted to fall. It's not going to fall. The ball will fall to where it's supposed to. You're not going to control the ball, Mr. PhD. So that's why I got to tell you, Terry, when you come on this platform and we know you as a reputable pastor and you put your political cap on, I remember somebody on this show said politics is about lies. I pray God that politics does not cover your ethic of preacher who or God who. Because now you get into the place that people trying to distrust you, trying to not believe in what you speak on Sunday. When you come on this platform and you tell the people that Liberian government busted or arrested drug at the airport, no. Did he stop the drug? The process was going through. It was weight discrepancy that made that whole drug team to unearth. And even as that, they were trying to concede. The media picked it up, and the media ran with it, and the government was forced to intervene. This is where we are. It was not politicians that running up and down here. No, my brother. Ronnie Sear is not a politician. He's a news media personnel. Ronnie Smith, or Ronnie's, or Ronnie, Ronnie's, what his name is, he was, Ronnie Sear. He was also a man who was reporting during the George Weah administration. He reported some stuff. So he's not a politician. He not taking part in the political thing, but he trying to get to the bottom of this. He's an investigative journalist. To the extent where one of your ministers said to Ronnie Sear, he must close a big mouth, open here, big mouth, and talk things there. Because they got no thick skin. You understand? The drug business is very serious in our society. When you hear the likes of Saros, Momo Saros, who is the chairman on security, national security, his colleagues they are asking him to recuse himself from the Senate. Then you think, when you hear the likes of the IG name getting involved, he dominating the conversation when we have national security actors, the police is not even at the front line of that. You got a deputy justice minister sitting there. She could not even open her mouth to talk. The people who are involved with drugs, they could not even talk. But you had the IG, the police director, sitting there and answering every question. It raised eyebrow.
30 seconds, please.
It raised eyebrow. When you also look, liberal, I will just call Terry Unshaw liberal. You cannot come on this platform and try to school us A, B, C, D, and read it from Z all the way back to A. You can't do that, liberal, and tell A, B, C is the same as S or so. No, liberal. Liberal, the president, according to our constitution, the president has that is prerogative. The will to.
Let's go. Et moi, mon wepo. You ever
Responsibility to fire them.
You want to? You want to?
So you think you got it? You see? So you think you let me? You tell you silencing me now? No, you can't do that, liberal.
No,
So what's going on? See, you hear me?
Was that
liberal? So liberal, you cannot.
We hear nothing you say. Your voice was cutting up.
Yeah, I saying it again. I saying it again. So they can hear it.
Okay.
The president, the people that he hired them by his will and pleasure. He fired them by his will and pleasure. That's what the Constitution gave him. So when those people are acting ineptly, I think it is the president's responsibility to fire them. But I think the president is enabling them because these things that are happening, he does not know anything about it. He's a man who lived in isolation of the reality of Liberia. Because of his mind, according to his able lieutenant, the vice president, his mind has declined. Liberal?
Okay, Kato, thank you so much. Look,
Thank you.
Dr. Mali, we are in a double, triple trouble. What's going on? Kato is attacking you. Attack on you is attack on me. He claiming to be independent, which he's not.
Why will you say that when you already fired him, man?
Let's please stop interruption.
Okay.
He claiming to be independent when he's not. Why people can be honest to establish their true identity? You told us on this network you are seditions, you are Owiashan. Look, you want to be dog, be dog. You want to be cat, be cat. You can be dog cat. And you have liberal on the other hand flipping things around. This old man is a complete embarrassment. I mean, I don't understand. I'm wondering whether after this program he goes back to listen to his own voice, things that he talks about here. I don't want to report the reverend to God. God going to they're going to do it. But look, let me bring you in here, Dr. Mali. It's sad to see what the country is going through. And you have the likes of Liberal and his ally coming on this network. They do not have the guts to speak. And he defending the undefensible. Asking a very simple question, he was unable to answer it because he playing politics. This thing is all about politics because politicians are involved. If you handle it in the right way, if you're dismissing people and you're doing a special fancy sort of dismissal, everything gonna be okay when that sort of letter is different from all other people being dismissed, that is a concern. But look, Mali, let me bring you in here. What next? What we're going to see with this whole thing here, I'm very skeptical. I'm down as to whether we're going to have we're going to have any outcome of this whole thing here. This thing, the big boys are gaming with us. That's a good bucks involved in that. But I'm just on the world more or less the aftermath. If this thing hit the street, I believe some. We don't even know. They can tell us how it entered, who, nothing, no any tangible identity being established. They're pushing things around. And the Liberal then here to do the fixing aspect of it with that terror. Let me hear you.
Well, I think it's a little bit sad to see the Unity Party-led government sympathizers and well-wishers not to have open mind on something that is affecting the society. It's about the society. It's not about His Excellency President Boakai, right? So if the sitting government create the situation where opposition party will begin to take issue up and run with it because the sitting government have put the opposition party to work. And in multi-party democracy, the opposition are there to carry on checks and balances in government. They have all right to discuss issues because they also have what I call constituency out there. The issue of the drugs, I don't know how the sympathizers and the well-wishers are looking at it. But let me factor in two things here. One, anything the Unity Party-led government is doing now, it will resurface in 2029. And it may be used as a campaign strategy to come back against the Unity Party. And so a smart politician in this government will need to take into consideration some of these things. It's not about playing game or twisting our hands. It's about making projection of the future. Will this thing affect us? Will the opposition party use it as a rare meat to undermine our strategy for 2029? Will they use it to compare and contrast for tomorrow? Will they use it to undermine our existence as a sitting government? This is the reason why it's always advisable when sensitive issue arises in government, the government should be the first to address the issue rather than allowing opinion pool to take control of the issue. Now there's so much speculation going on right now because government is tight-lipped, the correct information is not coming up, and people are speculating. So when the government, even at the end of the day, decide to come out with a real story, a segment of the population may not even believe the government anymore. So it's not a question of people attacking the government. It's a question of being tactical, being very strategic. The longer it stays, the more the speculation. It's not a good strategy for any government. So this thing should have been nipped in the bud long ago. This is what we are saying. So even you are a United Party person, whatsoever you're doing now, you should forecast the future. Will they bring these things against us? We went against this thing last time. During our tenure, it is proliferating. Will they use it against us? I think these are the conversations the well-wisher and the sympathizer need to be talking about. Rather than saying, okay, we are waiting for the facts. And so what are the facts? Produce the facts. This thing is causing uproar in Liberia. And people are doing it the way they want to do it. And it's not a good thing for a sitting government. The information minister came up, the position he took, it was a wrong position. You don't ask the public to come and give you evidence. The burden of proof lies on you. Tell the people what you have. This is what we want. But when it starts going that direction, other people will conclude that it's a strategy to shift blame and create more delay. And it's not in the best interest of a sitting government.
Okay. All right. We'll try to keep within the time scope here. In 20 minutes, we should wrap up here. Look, Terry, you and your Lpr are going to, let me come to you here. I don't know. I just want you to convince me as a Liberian. You don't have to. We will, no matter what, the president of the country will be blamed. Whatever goes on under the watch of any administrations that we date, we said, whether Jefferson Koji and other people were acting up, we were on this platform, we said, George Weah did not take action. That is the same thing. This drug thing, is it in isolation? Is the president not in the know of all these things that are going on? How many times we saw what happened within the LDEA? The Fadiga and Kroma saga. It was all connected to this whole stuff here. Now, so for you to come here to come ask, we should be asking your vision, your plan. If you are here and people are not following your plans, they are not following your vision, it is your responsibility to hold these people accountable. They must be brought to book. You're not doing that. We saw the Fadiga, we saw the Croman, they were removed. New people went there. It's still going. This is still the same. So who really is in charge? That's what free thinker Liberia will be asking. You wouldn't ask that question. You will be on the other end to be fixing thing here. Shouldn't I blame the president? That this thing should, and I agree with Dr. Malley, this thing should have been put to rest. Something should have been done. And he's sitting. He put people there to do whatever they wants to do. Not much is being done. Suspend, expel, no prosecutions. So what's the point? Let's hear you.
Well, Mr. So this is first of all, Dr. Malley is in the wrong on his statement, and reason being, the only way the opposition will gain momentum in this matter is if the president do not bring those who have been found culpable to the crime, guilty. If those who the government herself accused of being part of this crime guilty in the court of competent jurisdiction, then it's going to turn. What turned was for CDC name was when they let go those who was allegedly culpable to the crime of the $100 million drugs. When they let those people go, that was how everything went downhill for CDC. Everybody saw that CDC government was tipped off by the U.S. government on the $100 million drug. All they needed to do was to bring those culprits to justice. And this cannot happen in 1 month. You can bring everything. The government, the president can just arrest people, bring it, and put it in jail in 1 month time. And to Keter, this government was the government that arrested the drugs. That it was not done by your media. It was the government. Go back and read it, the information. there was intelligence. First of all, the weight. When the thing was passing through the scanner, you have custom, you get the joint security at the airport. You got other security agencies at the airport. The weight did not commensurate with what was on the document. They said it was chicken soup and something. The people went to go very far to do scanning on it that had to discover that something else was in the package. That was how they took the package down from on the weight, and they started to check, and they called in custom and other people to check what was in the package. That was how they discovered that it was cocaine. They called the DEA, they did the testing, and the DEA saw that was cocaine. The knife, on the knife, DEA gave a press conference. So this was the government before the media started to carry it. The government was the one who brought the information to the media and told you, say, this is what we discovered. So in that period of time, if it was JMB, according to y'all now, the opposition was saying, oh, that the government got it. Why they couldn't negotiate and cover that whole thing within that period of time when it was all done among the security people? So that's why I don't understand the opposition will get in the country.
Who the security work?
They are using,
Who the security work for?
They work for the people. They work for the government. That's what I'm saying. The security work for the government. So this information of the exposing of the drug was the government herself that exposed the drug. More to that, you and I did not even know that there was a shipment of drugs of almost the same quantity that passed through the same airport. It was the government who informed you concerning that.
Do you think the government doing us a favor, or they're doing their constitution?
That's their work. But what we're saying, we demanding more, which we honor obligation to demand more, but we should also give the credit to the government that this exposure that opposition running with thinking that they the one exposed this drug. No, you are not the one who exposed it. It's the government that exposed the drug to the Liberian people, and they are the one investigating the process.
Terry, there's nothing like a credit here. The government is performing her task as a government. It is your responsibility. These are national security issues. That's what we expect of them. That's what a mature government would do. So there's nothing like a credit to that's not an NGO releasing. It's a national government.
Mr. So you're not going to give the government credit for doing what she's supposed to do based upon the promises she made in the fight of drugs? You're not going to get. So even though we ourselves saying to our government, we need more, we need to go deeper, but we must also be able to give the government credit for tracking down some kind of drug trafficking that have been occurring over the years. For the first time in the history, this have never happened. This was not done by the opposition. The opposition didn't come from something like clear blue sky and say, oh, drug in the airport. We highlight it before the government did. No, it was the government who told you that they arrested $19 million drugs. Because the president made a commitment on the fight against drugs, and that is what the government is achieving. This is not a glory to Randy C., trying to something, Edwin Snowden telling the world how somebody got free. You know that in any jurisprudence, it is legal for a judge to grant hospital bill or whatsoever, I don't know how they call it in the court term, to an inmate. There are procedures to follow to do that. Why you want to go and prosecute a man and say you're going to impeach the man when the man executed his duty according to the jurisprudence of the law? But again, thank you.
So, oh, my people. We fast and pray. We need to fast and pray for people. Instead of pastor praying for all, we need to be praying for people.
Mr. So, in my closing.
So you closing now?
Oh, I thought we were closing. Mr. So, look. Let me just say this again. This drug issue, in fact, I would predict the more you talk about it in these kinds of ridiculous factions from Culture, and Walter Culture spoke here for almost 5-10 minutes. And all he could talk about is people. Not once did he come out to give us any kind of concrete example or even name. After calling for almost 5-10 million the people, at the end, he said, then immediately jump around and say the president is inept. How are you going to jump from people to president? What is the logic? What is the thread in your thought that holding together? We'll pour hole in it just like cheese. Which we'll pour hole in it just like cheese. That's our job. Mr. So, all I can say to the drug issue is that the president of the Republic of Liberia is taking the drug issue very seriously. The president, whatever he is tonight, the drug issue is important to him. And he continued to strategize how to achieve the victory against the drugs. Wow. Mr. So, those who are responsible will be brought to light. Nobody is going to go unpunished in this situation. The thing that we're not prepared to do is to come on and certify Facebook comments. Because if Facebook comment was something for pleasure and development, but it's not Liberia finish. What the president is not going to do is allow you, the Facebook people, to rule how or to run his government through Facebook. He's not going to do that. He was not elected by Facebook. He was elected by the Liberian people to do the Liberian people work. So we can sit here day in, day out, whatever it is, and blame the president for that, and blame the president for your inept behavior for the last 6 years. And now you see the light, your eye open now, and now you know good governance. Huh? When Mayor Koji used to take people to go behind enemy line in Liberia after election, the war over, then he said you going to get people behind enemy line. And now you know good governance. We will not allow you and your type, the sedition, to come and tell us how to run a good government. This train is on track. This train is going to deliver. This train under President Baka going to make sure that Liberians get good government. And the government of this president is accountable. President Baka allow you. That he's not going to tell you, say, anybody criticize me, you might not walk the street of Maria tomorrow. He's not going to tell you those things. He allow freedom. Freedom to ring. Freedom to ring from Lofaka, from Cape Mount all the way to Maryland County in the Boyo country. Freedom ringing. President Baka is not going to stop it.
I'm telling you, wow.
Mr. So why you want to put Gary in or saying my Gary here tonight? So I'm just telling you, Mr. So. I'm just telling you.
Wow.
On a very serious note, this government will deliver, and the government is already delivering. God, well, you from the southeast, go to Montreal today. Why is it raining right now? Montreal City is flooded. Because people that are supposed to bring drainage system, they didn't do it. The president is providing that. Go from Montreal tonight. You will sleep in Town. That's what I said. I said the people were supposed to provide fights. The football player. Look at SKD, football player. The president for 6 years. Look at SKD from right today. Look at SKD. Why are the drainage system that you provided for 6 years? None. Drive from here tonight, you're from Southeast. Drive from Monroe tonight, you will reach the Town.
Thank you very much.
Your white shoe, and I applaud you. I demand your white clothes from head to toe. When you get to Town, they will always be white. No spot of any kinds of mud. But because he liked white clothes, and that's why he couldn't drive there. He used to fly all the way to Ivory Coast to go to Southtown.
Are you sending Mr. So the Uber, labor, to take him? You sending Mr. So Uber to take him?
No, I'm just telling you. If you go to, even if you decide to take the motorbike, the white suit will remain white. The point here is President Baka told us no car gonna get stuck in the summer. No car got stuck. Mr. So I feel bad for you guys because when the liberal starting and writing and giving your comment, the other person here come here, come to me and say, I'm gonna zip my mouth. You able to zip liberal mouth? I beg you, man. I beg you, come and enjoy the liberal.
We don't force of our audience. That is unacceptable.
Mr. But if your audience is unable to have a civilized dialogue with the liberal,
Different. They have a different forms of expression to participate. I don't.
So do I. So do I. I'm not here for kumbaya.
All right.
Can I respond to?
In this situation, we are all Israeli. You hate me, I hate you. So let me say this finally, Mr. So
Liberal, you already finished talking.
We'll talk cutter.
Liberal, you
We'll
done.
talk cutter. We'll talk cutter. Even if I get you a chance, you want to speak 1 minute, and then your upriver speaker start going off on you again. So don't rush yourself.
I won't go to Dr. Mali, but let me just bring Keto a minute each.
And I'm not done yet, right? I'm going to have to wrap up too.
You're not going to be the one. Liberal, stop that.
No, I'm just saying, because if you're giving it, because the statement I made here, it was not my closing. I'm just want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
You're not the one that determined closing statement. If I say it's a closing statement, that's
I'm not going to fight with you. Where you say we'll go, okay.
So that's it. You're not going to fight anything and win it here. You know that. Kato, go ahead.
Thank you, the CEO. So look, let us take the drug issue serious. On the former administration, this brown guy was arrested for drugs. He was tried in Mangibi County. He was sentenced to jail in Mangibi County. On the Joseph Branca administration, this dude was released by not the appropriate authority, and he ran away and came back and committed the same crime today. They are looking for him. And then we say we are fighting drugs. We got to be serious here. This is no joke about the drugs that are coming in our society. Like I saw on this show before, this time around is not crack cocaine, it's not pills that people just bring in, smoking in for people to get high on, make extra money here and there. These are cocktail we're dealing with. And when they get hold to your government, it's dangerous, because they're going to make people, they're going to start adopting people, children. They're going to start adopting loved ones. They're going to hold your government to ransom, to deliver. And that's where our drug war going to start. Our country is too small for that. We have experienced a lot of difficulties in the past, and we do not want these things to happen. So I think the president should take up his tax, should be strong enough, should have the audacity to stand up and say enough is enough if he can. If he cannot, he got to put someone in the forefront to make sure they implement and enforce to the letter everything that will stop these craziness from happening in our society. Because it appears to me that the president is not in control.
We got to leave it there. This is how you break laws and break rules. So we got to leave it there. So let me go to Dr. Mali. Do me a favor, because I'm going to reserve you for a specific closing the statement, because it will not be a surprise. I know what I'm going to be hearing for these gentlemen. They are all divisive, polarized people, partisan type. Some have neglected their own parties, seeking political gravy for one party to another party, and that's who they are. They're always going to defend the indefensible, and we have seen that. And they are still doing it. And this is why some of these people would demand the microphone should be taken away from them comes 2029. And we want to stick to that, guys. But look, Terry, let me hear you. What's your take-home message? What's the sermon that we're going home this evening with?
Yeah, Mr. So thank you for the show. It was a wonderful show. And Dr. Mali, your Kango, your American Kango is good. It looks stunning.
Wow.
Yeah. And welcome back, Dr. Mali. Good to see you.
I
as
hope you get
always.
approval from the laborer without paying.
Not really, not really. He says only all your own. Come to come praise you, yeah, all your own. No, I come to come buy anything else.
Ah. But yeah, Mr. So, what the opposition need to do is to change their strategy on how they approach the unity party because they are very weak. They are very lazy. They do not have the information that they need to have before coming to the media to bust this kind of major news. As the way Unity Party did it against the CDC. You have to have the dossier. That is where we miss Henry Costa. The opposition miss him because that boy, he will risk his life to go for the information. Unfortunately, I was surprised for Randesia to fumble. Randesia, veteran journalist, to fumble. But now, the government, if Randesia had done his homework well, the government was going to be on her toes. But what he did, he put a spin and helped the government now to change the narrative. And that is not good for them. That's why I said the people are very lazy. Catch out there, they're lazy. Can you hold they repeating the same thing, spoon people be talking all the kind of dabata? Is that what we're going to be on? Now they're talking about going to impeach. Look at men at Edwin Snow calling to implicate the vice president on national TV. I don't know why these guys can be making any kind of mistake. If to tell Randesia, a journalist who's supposed to be neutral, that he should post the picture that was sent to him with the vice president standing with, somebody who was accused of drug something, when the person was not even part of the allegation. A sitting senator. Why do you do yourself like that? That alone puts you in the position wherein you change the narrative for the opposition. Now they're trying to push it so that they can regain their credibility. But it's difficult. It's hard. When you miss that kind of strike, you don't easily get it back. The government now is acting like Argentina against Egypt. 3-2. Thank you.
Wow.
The political pastor guru.
All right, Liberal, let's hear you 1 minute, please.
Well, Mr. So, all I can say to you, it's been a wonderful, wonderful show. I do believe that we got our point across tonight. And once again, the opposition, they love us. I think if you were to poll right now, all of the audience that are watching, all of the people that are writing here will be praising me tonight. That I did really took it home and took it to the naysayer, and that they have no point whatsoever here tonight. But we will continue to educate these people. We're not going to stop. Like I told you before, I'm not taking CDC and sedition, anything. I'm not taking them for granted. They go one step, I go 5 steps. That's what the liberal is here to do. Thank you very much and have a wonderful night. Dr. Malik, welcome back. I'm saying it with my face tied. So you know what I mean. I say good night to you as well.
Okay, hello, Dr. Mali. I'm not sure whether you are surprised of hearing things that are coming out of the Liberal.
So you join me? I thought I saw get my closing. Closing now.
Fire in the hole.
You spoke earlier, Keta, before I went to.
Fire in the hole.
Oh no, you say we're doing 1 minute closing. I thought,
why you talking sweet talk?
No sweet talk, no sweet talk. Go ahead.
Hey, say man. Why you gonna tell your CDC talk now? You know what? And he said,
liberal. Yeah. So thank you, CEO. For my closing, I would just admonish our people to be steadfast, vigilant in the quest for transparency, integrity and justice while they go about, resolving this drug issue in the country. And just forget about the likes of Pastor Terry, who is on this platform to deceive them by spilling out garbage and coordinate propaganda. Because he knows the opposition is not the one that running these things. It came from the government angle. It came from people who blew whistle and said that it was wrong for what they did. They didn't give the people the correct information, and they were trying to hide it because this is not the first truck that passed through the airport, according to the government herself. This is the second batch. So the first one passed free, nobody caught on. And the second one, because of which discrepancy that brought it back, and boom, the whole cat was let out of the bag. And so, Terry, try to get your facts,
Thank you.
your facts checked. Thank you, CEO, for having us, CEO, and Dr. Mali. Don't let nobody fool you. Try to work. You see, call up next time.
They should do what?
Don't let nobody that hat on your head ain't represent. But for the GC, I know the GC color will be on the hat. I'm like, oh man, let me bet you.
Somebody. You know, these are very serious, very serious conversation. But we have some folks, radio personality, key voices that have been blowing the trumpet but that been sounding so louder and louder in the past. Their voices has diminished, and they have become more or less like the talking heads, taking off to the 20s. I mean, taking it from the 80s and making comparisons and finding all of the excuses. This is dangerous for the country. Very dangerous for the country. You know, the liberal who found himself in multiple places all at all times, deflecting, refusing to answer questions. I mean, he is calculative. But let's hear you. What should we be watching out for? It's like we are fighting multiple fronts. We want to hold our government accountable. There are others that say no, you can't hold the government accountable. The government are doing everything, be it the government, every citizen, everyone should be held accountable. Even we who sit on these network things that we talk, people have the right. But the liberal and his folks, they are not in that. They're not considering that. They say 8, that's 8. They are dictator. They made these proclamations, the type of speaker there will be. People shouldn't bag the door, Ghana making more land. And all of these here, they're going to take them to do anything they can do. Whether they dance with the devil, they dance with the Satan. They want to get to authority. I am not surprised to see what is happening. Let's hear you.
Well, I hope we take it into consideration a few things here. But I want to say that the ego has finally landed. And the ego has finally landed in Liberia for 3 reasons. One, if a street value of drugs can come from Liberia getting to our airport, do you know how many more in there? Are we thinking about this? Maybe this was just a tip of the iceberg. So do we know how many more hiding in the system? This is where the whole DEL should just be wiped away. Because there are sometimes you can make your own assessment and tell the weaknesses of the society and the weaknesses of people who are put in charge, and sometimes the weaknesses of the president. All right? Are we prepared to segment Morovia and carry on a robust rating of communities to see who really hiding drugs in our country there every 2 months? Are we prepared to do that? But the next question now is, where did that drugs come from to come in the city before getting to the airport?
How many weeks today, Dr. Mari? They're not telling us.
You see? And the problem now is, maybe we think we're doing this thing in our own favor, but it having a serious repercussion on the government image. Now here is the first effect. I learned the airlines are not thinking, that is Brussels, Delta, Ethiopia, and the rest of the airlines are not thinking to place an embargo on every huge shipment from Liberia going. That's a serious implication right there. All right. 3, it now appears that His Excellency don't know who to trust, because the drugs is a fast cash business. Thirdly, I don't think people taking their job seriously. But if people are not taking their job seriously, then why His Excellency is wasting time with this issue. Then look at the fire case at the house.
Zero.
The president came out again and said those who will be found guilty, they're going to go behind bar. They're going to face the law. Today, what has happened? What has happened? All right. If you get 19 million value of drugs going to our airport from our system, there are so many drugs in the system already.
Dr. Mario, let's validate this here and see whether it is true.
I don't know what.
There's a lot of wanton destruction that is going on in this country. Beginning with this, we're not going to tolerate this anymore in this country. We are a poor country, people are trying to help us, and other people are bent on destroying this country. You have problem, we have the rule of law, we have every way in this place to be.
This is a capital episode, right?
Yes.
Terry, is that video correct?
You see. Well, the men of God.
Yeah, the video correct, Mr. Sue.
The men of God will just offer us smile. That's good.
People own words we present. Libra, is that true?
I didn't see it.
You see, to be very frank with you, utterances are very good. Presidential utterances are good. But they should match with action. You see, His Excellency President Bwaka is a liberal president, to be very frank with you. He's not the action type president. But what we are saying here is that there are certain things in our society we cannot compromise it. We should not sympathize with it. We should not. The men of God just said the government did all a favor, the security forces did all a favor, and they went. What make you to think, say, it's not the same security forces that took the thing from a hiding place and unfortunately was caught down there? The security, they are security. And in a very impoverished community like our society, who will not want 5,000 in 1 minute? Who will not want 1 million in 1 month? Who will not want that? This is a real challenge to this government. So the president will need to put his feet down. Now my last advice now is the issue of holding on to information on ground that we are investigation. We have a society where it's polarized. People tend to gossip. People tend to interpret. People tend to carry things all kinds of ways. You see, now the government is on the defensive right now. And that's a ridiculous thing that should ever happen to any sitting government, to be on the defensive. Or because you're holding on to information, no one is persecuted, no one is being caught. So even the opposition now, like the CDC, they are laughing. Because I don't know, I stand to be corrected. CEO, someone can educate me on that. Were there any time where drugs were taken from Liberia to the airport and they were arrested under the CDC? Or drugs were caught when they came into the country? Okay, we can ponder on that. When drug is coming into the country, it's less risky than when drug is leaving from the system to your airport to the market. Then the question now is, how many more drugs in the system? There are so many of them in our system. So the question now is, how did the drug even come into the system?
Thank you so much.
It's something for us to really think about as sympathizer and well-wisher to our government.
Thank you so much, Tony and Tony in the Wadding. When things falls apart, the central can no longer hold. And the fact
so I just want to say something here very quickly.
What do you want to say?
Former President George, we are welcome on Lpr Public Radio. We appreciate you watching. Thank you.
You find out with George well?
I'm just welcoming him because there's a guy here, there's a person here calling himself differently, and I went on their page, I discovered who they are.
If you want to be, you said if you want to be doing the FBI, what
The
that
political guru.
I know
The
that.
political guru.
Yeah, that's what I welcome him for. He think coming to come sneak out here on us. Well, welcome. This is what we do on La Bropa. I hope you have the opportunity someday to join us.
Liberal, this is not my president. Don't even speak to him because you're not part of our group.
But
So
why you doing here?
you
So
give
why
us
you doing here?
chance.
Why you
Liberal,
doing
give
here?
us chance. Give
Why
us
is
chance to
he here?
welcome.
Why is he here?
Liberal, because he saw me here. Because I'm here. That's why
Oh,
I'm here.
because he saw you here.
Thank you. Not because of the political guru.
we shouldn't do this. Everybody have the right to be where they want to be. You don't have to agree with them. I think your FBI work will be effective if you can tell her where that drug came from and who all helped to facilitate that drug instead of having the endless investigations, no result, and then you come here, you
Good
want.
night, Mr. So we're not gonna relitigate that. The show is over. I think we're done with the time. I'm just welcoming former president. We have on this show tonight.
In the meantime, there will be a big event, and as part of the inauguration of President Zili, Helen Zili Talit, that's the Cranjit, Minnesota chapter. We're going to be having a coronation next Friday, the 17th. And so all roads are land. The Liberal are going to be heading to Minnesota, Minneapolis, of course. Terry are going to be your guests. Hopefully make time for us to meet there. That's a Friday. You come from where you can come. And we're going to be getting this flyer as well. So that's President Zili. The Minnesota chapter is one of the vibrant of the Grand United Association. She and her court of officers will be inaugurated. And they're going to be a carnival. It's going to be a big one. Liberal, you are invited as well. But folks, we want to thank you so much. That also this evening. So whether we agree, disagree, we'll continue to have this high-call, painful conversation. And for us here at LPR, we don't say a way to please you, but we say a for the good of the country. Resistant force to the government. We are just doing the job. Yes, there are others here who were in the bare heart, the bearer for the government, the bearer for the opposition, claiming themselves to be who they are not in reality. But we accept it, and that's why we accommodate all viewers and opinion on this network. Liberal, thank you. You'll be on tomorrow. I'm wondering what's going to be happening tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's show, we will take the role, a higher role when the former first lady said, when they go low, you go high. We're going to go high. And the sedition continue to go low. President, we are watching us, and he thinks that we don't know that he continue to go low, we'll go high. That will be a very interesting show tomorrow, President. You're welcome to watch us again as well.
Why are you so personal and bitter?
So, Mr. So, you asked me, I said, what is the show going to be? And I'm just about this. By the way,
but this is the former president show, Liberal. This is the show.
Well, you'll be surprised tomorrow, because I will tell them
Liberal, I'm not sitting there and you talk about the former president going low because you know that he always go high. When you people are on your very weakest, when you people are on your very
come
weak.
on my show tomorrow and can't tell me
Liberal, let me talk. When you people are at your most, the weakest, President, we will stand high and lift our country up. He has to stand high.
When you get one grumpy to eat, he tell
can
the
you
whole world.
Give me just tell Liberal something on the platform? CEO. Why the Liberian government was going to the lowest, President, we are on the international stage lifting up Liberia pride, the World Cup.
How?
You say how?
Yeah.
You are blind. You're blind.
You're good night. Here they go already. Liberal, go drink your go soup. Okay, well, folks, that does it this evening. I'm Alfonso Z, and so I want to thank you so much for your interactions, your comments, your tweets, your agreement, disagreement. This is what we do here to voices, and your tweet matters. You don't have to agree with us. Always take a stand to fight for your own country. I'll say over and over consistently, do not rely on today's media. The media is polarized. They are in the pockets of these politicians. They will say anything possibly they can say to please their political Goliaths. And that's exactly you see happening, defending the indefensible. we should just communicate with our government for the government to come clean, to be transparent, and people who are in the tendency to breaking the laws, they must be held accountable. The law is the law of the country, and it must be respected. No one should have edge or be given special treatment when rules and laws are violated. On this note, I want to thank you so much again. Whenever you have any functions here in Liberia, in USA business, you want to advertise, LPR is a network to deal with. Reliable and good business partners. Let us know it.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Just call today. This is our own Liberians-based business initiative. And so let's support one another. You want to fly to Alaska, Liberia, whatever, any parts of the world. Tear the Hyena's dream. It's LPR gives you this message. Potentially you could have extra or doubled bonus package. And that's what we do. You have a business, let us know. We can work out things and advertise it for you. On this note, with time check here in the East Coast, it's 10:16 Eastern Standard Time. We say thank you so much for sharing your evening. By God's willing, same time, same station. Tomorrow, just get some painkiller because the Liberal and his guys, they're going to be here. Knowing the father will not be available, you're going to hear that talking point tomorrow. Get ready and embrace the Tabata and just take your extra strength Tylenol to have a rest. But by God's will, we're going to be back here on Friday to get them in check and hold them accountable of their words. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.